But I wanted to get ready for this discussion, so I want to show you something, Miss Candice.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Hmm.
Don't laugh at me.
I already know what you're gonna have on.
I know, I know. I'm not gonna keep it on, no.
Ooh,
Oh,
you ready for Pandora's?
I'm ready to go to Pandora, and I'm not keeping this on. This thing is not comfortable, Joe.
That's cute.
Yeah, girl. Well,
That's really
I'm
cute.
I'm not for Pandora, so that's I'm not for that. So now we're at the point of the podcast where we are going to have the book discussion about the Soul Tie series, and we're going to open Pandora's box. And if you have read the Soul Tie series or even book one, you are familiar with Pandora. So I don't know how spicy this part is going to get because it's some definite heat. The heat level is on 10 in these books. So I want to start off by asking you, well, by asking you to explain for someone who hasn't read the series or doesn't know anything about Soul Ties, and they ask you, what is it about? What do you tell them?
It's about a man with a wife who gave him a hall pass. No, I want no, it wouldn't be that simple.
Mhm.
Not that simple at all. It's hard for me to describe exactly what it's about. This question. Um, well, really, that is kind of what it's about.
Yeah, that
But you
is what
know,
it's about. Yeah.
but you know, his wife, Jihad, we have Jihad and Leighton. They've been married for a while, been together for a long time too. They've experienced a lot of miscarriages, and Leighton is she's pregnant and she's on bed rest. Been on bed rest for the duration of her pregnancy and will be. I mean, for most of her pregnancy and will be on their,
Right.
the rest of her pregnancy. And she wants Jihad to go out and have some fun. I can't give away too much, so I'm just telling somebody what it's about. So she give him a hall pass. He doesn't want to take it. Then we have Sienna. She's been with her Instagram influencer boyfriend for a long time.
Mm.
Dealt with infidelity. He ends up cheating again. They break up. She finds an invitation on her windshield to Pandora's. And there, her and Jihad meet because Jihad ends up taking a hall pass. He doesn't want to. Leighton been trying to force him to take it for about a year now, and he's like, "Look, I don't want to, but you get on my nerves. I'm about to go ahead and just take it." But even while he's at Pandora's, he doesn't want to take it. But yeah, so Jihad and Sienna, they meet at Pandora's, and they think it's gonna be a one night stand, but
Things
Sienna shows up in his life, and
happen.
wow.
Happen. If you haven't read the series or at least book one, you're definitely in for a ride with that one. Once you see how the two characters, Sienna and Jihad, come back together after their one night, it is definitely unexpected in the best way.
Yeah.
So we during the Q&A you said that you just kind of write whatever comes to you. So you said, hold on, you already said that you write what comes to you. Now, Miss Ma'am, uh where Pandora come from? Where Pandora come from?
Well,
Miss
remember
Ma'am.
I was trying to figure out how they was going to meet. At first, it was going to meet at a club, not a club, but at a bar. It's kind of like cliche. But then, like I said, I was on Twitter. Twitter has a certain side of Twitter, and I seen people talking about parties. So I was like, I'm about to create a club, and they're gonna meet at this club, and it's gonna be for New Year's because I did the New Year's thing because I had a short story come out. It's called New Year, New D. It was just a preview of Soul Ties. So I felt like it was fitting. Like, oh, this is going to be great. They're going to meet at the New Year's party at Pandora's. That's where it came from.
And for those of you listening, I'm sure you can kind of figure out what type of establishment Pandora's is at this point. It's a grown-up establishment where grown-ups do consensual grown things. Let me just say it that way. But yeah. Okay, that I've heard that theme before, but not quite the way you did it, in a good way. In a good way. And that brings me to my next question of, there's so much spice, so much, like, it's intense. It gets intense. How were you able to make sure those scenes didn't overpower the storyline?
Because I honestly have to give myself a limit. I have to tell myself when to stop, because if you notice, them scenes are pretty long. So it's like, okay, at one point they gotta stop.
Right.
So, I want to show the connection of the characters, right? On that level, I feel like I can show that their connection on that type of level really, really well. But so it's really important for me to show that. And also, there was a balance, because although there was a connection in that way, there was also a connection outside of that. So, and the focus for me is not just that, it's other things too. So it was important for me to make sure that people knew this is not erotica. It's not about to just be about that. Their connection is not only about sex. It's deeper than that.
Right.
So, I just had to keep reminding myself to pull away from those things.
Yeah, I think that you did a really excellent job in that, because I felt like you gave enough of those erotic scenes, and you gave enough in those erotic scenes and then brought it back to, okay, this is still going on though. They still have to figure this out. So I think you did a really good job. And I'm like, that had to been challenging, because heat level on 10. What was your favorite scene to write in the series?
My favorite scene. I have so many.
Yeah, one that kind of sticks out to you.
I feel like this scene sticks out for everybody, but I have my reasons for liking this scene. Can I talk about maybe I have 3 that really sticks out to me, but it's just one that when I wrote it, I was like, yeah, it's gonna get them. The kitchen scene. That one, it tickles me, baby. I said they gonna be like, what? And when the light come on, they'll be like, who was that?
Yeah.
That it resonates with me. Like, it really sticks with me, because it's like, and everybody's thinking, I knew they would, because it's a big scene. But as far as on an emotional scale, oh my God, when Jihad came to Sienna's apartment after she had her miscarriage, and he cleaned her stuff up for her. Like, he cleaned it up. Those type of things, it shows a deeper type of love.
Right.
And then the scene in the hospital when Leighton has the stillbirth, that right there, it showed that Sienna isn't the villain. No one is the villain in the story. That's what I wanted to highlight. It showed a connection between all 3 of them. Sienna had so much, although what was going on, she still had so much. You feel different about that?
I don't feel different about it. I'm just, when you mentioned when she had the stillbirth and then the baby left the hospital.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that part kind of got me, like, I ain't never even heard of that happen. I didn't know that they did that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I did the research, and it wasn't supposed to happen in the book. But like I said, I free write, so as I'm writing, it happened, so I went with it. But so the hospital scene, it just shows like the deep compassion that Sienna has for Leighton, because she had just lost her baby too. And in that space, Jihad had just lost two babies, and there was just so much love and compassion. The whole scene, the scene in the whole time frame or whatever, even the scene at the parking garage when she's telling Jihad take care of Leighton,
Uh-huh.
it's like Sienna really cared about Leighton. They all cared about each other. It was just an unfortunate situation, and I that really sticks with me because it's like it was just really, really emotional, and just the emotions that it pulled out of me to even deliver a scene like that, and everything. It just, I don't know, it just is beautiful, and I still think about it.
Okay. What do you think resonates so much about this series with your readers? What do you think it is?
Divine timing,
Oh,
trust in divine timing. I feel like that resonates a lot with them in the aspect how I talked about letting go of things that no longer serves you, really, because that's really what the connection between Jihad and Leighton was about. Their time had run out, but they were trying to keep it together
right.
because of history and these things. But I feel like the message behind it, and then like there's obviously a lot of single women in the world, and the love and connection between Sienna and Jihad is like, oh, I want to experience that one day. I do too. Like, oh my God, I want to experience zero gravity. I want to experience the magnetic pull. Like, even though, how I talk about it, it might seem a little impossible, but there's ways to feel
Yeah.
these things that's not on the level of, but people want that. And that's why I said earlier, my books, I want to show that you can have this too. Somebody can love you unconditionally and love you and wait for you for 373 days. Y'all can come back together.
Yeah.
It's just about, I don't know. I feel like the connection really gives people hope and a way to believe in love and give them courage to let go of things that really don't serve them anymore.
Okay. Yeah, it for me, I felt like it resonated with me because I think I said earlier, hearing so like this heavy subject matter being weaved into a romance story, it really caught my attention and it really made me feel for the characters. And I was rooting for every character at some point. I was on every character's side. So I feel like you did an excellent job with having the balance of spice, drama, emotion, life lessons, pain, heartache. I feel like you did a really good job with that one. You said you didn't even do that much with the book. Girl, you did. You did.
Well, you know what? When I say that, I feel like I don't think this to sound egotistical or cocky. It was like effortlessly though. Like I didn't put a lot of effort or like how sometimes people say I gotta research this and look. I don't put like that kind of effort into my work. I did research the stillborn thing. I researched a little bit about the Haitian background. Not really much about the background, but enough to get the translations as good as I could. Obviously, I can't get it perfect, I did a little research, but I didn't do a lot of extensive research. I didn't watch movies. I just wrote. I didn't stress about it. Well, the emotions, yeah. But I mean, it didn't feel the same way the other books felt, if I can say that. Like, it just felt effortless. So that's what I mean when I say I didn't really do anything. I just was
You just
writing.
let it flow right through you.
Yeah, and that's why I learned things through my writing. I healed myself through my writing. That's what I mean when I say that, because it's like, dang, I don't really have to do too much. I could just go. I don't really have to try so hard. I don't. They're just write. Just write. So
Okay. Well, one more question before we get to the reading. Now, if you were to go to Pandora's, would you be a spectator or would you be a participant?
I feel like if it's the first time, or the second time, or the third time, I want to spectate for a long time before I even think about participating. Because I'm like that. Like, I don't know if I want, unless somebody like Jihad is in there.
Oh,
Is there some type of connection?
yeah, that soul tie right there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that was my last question for the Soul Ties book, Soul Ties series. So everyone watching, it's 4 books now, right? Do you consider it 4 or
What
3?
I said about Montague?
Soul Ties. Is it a 3-book series or do you
Right
consider?
now it's 3, but I have the connecting books too. Like I have a Pandora short too. I'm gonna do a Pandora series. It's like a mini series where I'm talking about people's reasons. Because I don't know if you remember in St. Baptist part 1, he said like everyone has a reason for going to Pandora's. So I created a Pandora short mini series where it's titled Pandora's, and the subtitle is going to be like the first one is Rhymes Reasons. So those stories are going to be about their reasons for being there, about for going or whatever. But it's not just about. It's literally it's a reason for everybody to do things like that. It's an underlying reason for it. So I talk about the underlying reason. So yeah, it's a lot of connecting books with that series. So, but that's like for the Soul Tie series in general, with the main characters right now, there's 3 books, but it's going to be, well, I guess, is it 3? Yeah, I guess 3 because Saint is part 2. But there's 2 more coming.
Okay. All right. So y'all get into Soul Ties if you haven't read it or listened to it. You're in for a ride, you're in for a spice, you're in for excellent writing, you're in for a lot. I really enjoyed the book. And I believe I even messaged you on IG when the book came out, the audiobook came out. I messaged you because I had never seen you before. And I was attracted to the book because of the narrators. I'm like, I love E. King, I love Winston James. I'm like, let me just see what's going on. And let me tell you, it blew me away. So yeah, you have a fan in me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, so now that we've gotten to your background, we've had the book discussion, I thought it would be a great idea to give the audience a small taste of what they can expect when reading the Soul Ties series. I have chosen an excerpt from book 3, which is Saint and Naoki's story. And I have on the podcast now a narrator that has been on the podcast a couple times at this point, Edwin Andrews, whose credits include Love Wasn't the Goal by J. Nicole and I Want to Be the Reason You Smile by Nisha, along with several other dozens of audiobooks. So thank you for joining in today. How are you feeling?
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm feeling pretty well. Feeling pretty good.
Good.
Feeling
All
good. Feeling great. Feeling good. How are you?
Doing good. Now, are you ready to do this?
I certainly hope so. I hope I can do this justice.
You can do this now.
Not just for a brilliant writer, but also a fellow Detroiter.
Thank you.
Stay to Detroit. No, let me stop.
Yeah, please don't. Let's keep this positive.
I won't do that again. I won't do it again. So we're gonna hear excerpt from book 3 where Saint and between Saint and Naoki, after they have a reunion of sorts after a passionate night at Pandora's. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Stop looking at me like that. Naoki slurred, squirming away from my touch. If the circumstances were different, she would have pushed me away and said something sarcastic in an effort to put that weak-ass wall back up. Tightening my grip around her waist, I kissed the dainty red bow sitting on her waistbone. Like what? I asked before looking back up at her. There was nothing different about the way I looked at her. It was the same as any other day. Completely. She didn't like it because she didn't like to be seen. She appreciated attention, but not the kind I gave her. She would rather I looked at her the same way everyone else did. But I couldn't, because when they looked at her, They could only see what was on the surface. When I looked at her, I saw the beauty underneath. Like that, she whined, steady trying to avoid my eyes. I lightly gripped her jaw to turn her head my way. Like what, Oki? Like you can see me, all of me, through me, she mumbled before biting down on her bottom lip in a way that made me want to literally devour her ass. She had me outside of my motherfucking body. And the shit that happened tonight attested to just how much. How's that?
That was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was so crazy. I cringe and like kind of like, oh my God, this is kind of nasty. I wrote it.
You wrote it.
Right. It's kind of embarrassing to be like, oh my God.
Yeah, but that was excellent. That was great. You did not disappoint.
Thank you.
I didn't think you were going to disappoint. Let me say that.
Yeah, like that.
I didn't know. No,
shout out to low expectations.
No, I asked you because I knew you were going to do great. But you know,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, seriously, I think you're great. But that was great. How'd you like it, Miss Candice?
I liked it a lot. It was interesting to hear because
I'm not going to subject you to a game of urban. Well, I'll subject you to one question of urban trivia because I have it here. Because we've been on for a minute. If you can get 1 point is all I'm asking.
Okay.
Here's the game.
What's that? That's a. Oh, okay.
It's a card game.
Okay.
The answers are multiple choice. It's music, movies, TV shows, just Black culture in general. All right. So 1 point. According to Nipsey Hussle, which of the following things did not occur the last time he checked? Is it A, 2 chains on his neck, B, made a quarter mil no sweat, C, no smut on his rep, or D, he's the streets voice out west?
D.
No, it's actually.
But all them are his lyrics though.
It says last time I checked, it's 2 chains on his neck. That's what it say.
I should have recited the lyrics in my head. I really should have, because I know that song. But all those lyrics are in there though.
It is. But I guess they're talking about the line that come directly after last time I checked. Okay, let me get you to 1 point. Let me just.
I should have just recited it just now. I heard it. I heard that line right after that one.
What is the leading cause? The leading cause of pregnancy amongst millennials? Is it A, Netflix and chill, B, cuffing season, C, hot girl summer, or D, city boy summer? How did I get an answer for this?
What was between Netflix and chill and cuffing season?
It's Netflix and chill. They have
okay.
That's the point.
I'm wondering, like, did they do a survey?
How they determine
questionnaire?
I think the answer.
How did they determine that? Okay, so that is it. That's the end of the podcast. I want to thank you all for joining in and watching, and I want to thank Miss Candice for coming in and Edwin for coming with that bomb narration. I really appreciate it. And that's it. So, any final words, Miss Candice?
No, I had fun. I had a really good time. It didn't even feel like an interview or anything. I had a great time. So thanks for having me. And thanks for the narration. I really appreciate all of it.
Yeah, not a problem at all. My pleasure. Glad to meet you, Miss Candice.
Glad to meet you too.
Shout out to the D. What up, though?
Okay. All right. Well, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.
Someone need some water.
No problem. Girl, you drink a gallon a day or something?
No, it's easier. It's easier for me to do it out of here. It's so crazy. I got this big bottle, but I'm not going to finish it today. It's probably going to be 3 or 4 days.
It's okay. You said drink of water. I thought you was going to pull out a bottle.
I cannot really get those. The small ones. I don't know. It's a mind thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It was just a little unexpected. Oh, okay.
That's
yeah,
so
she
cute.
cute. Yeah, put it on like
Yes.
this. She cute. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have that there. But I had to do that for you. I had to do that.
Thank you. That put
You're
a big smile
welcome.
on my face.
All right.